Week number 4, risky but good buy low wide receivers. We're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about maybe JJ is somebody we want to just mention at the top. He's not going to be somebody you're buying that low on, but of all the big name players, this would be my favorite go get player right now. That's going to be a lot cheaper than he should be, but we'll get that one out of the way, then attack the more risky players. He's not risky. His situation is ever changing. He hasn't delivered for 3 straight weeks, so there is some panic to a degree. So JJ certainly qualifies as a buy low player. Panic, no, but buy low, yes. We'll break it all down. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
All right, so before we move on, I just want to say this is the biggest name player you can buy low right now. And when looking at some rankings right now, or looking at some season-long stats right here, I'm going into the Marsman League that I have here. And I'm going to pull up the wide receivers, and I'm going to tell you what JJ's ranking in this particular league. 25 overall. So is there panic? I'm sure that some people are panicked. I'm sure, and I see it in the comments when I make a JJ suggestion in a trade. They're like, people usually say, Smitty, he's not going to bounce back this year. What are you talking about? And then other people are like, Smitty, no one's trading JJ. You're ridiculous for offering that. My league's special. I would not play with peasants that would trade JJ away. Well, let me tell you something. Wide receiver 21, wide receiver 38, and wide receiver 30. That's what JJ's finishing back-to-back-to-back weeks in weeks 1, 2, 3. Pittsburgh, tough matchup. Cleveland, tough matchup. Bye week. I can tell you right now, if somebody's 0-3 with JJ and they see Pittsburgh, Cleveland, bye week, they're trading him low. So you're trying to go get him. You're trying to use talent that's playing well right now. Dunze straight up, Dunze and another player. And I'm not saying that you're crazy for wanting to keep Dunze over JJ. I understand where you might be at with that, but I'm certainly taking a gamble on JJ. And AJ Brown having a big game. No one's saying you're trading AJ Brown straight up for JJ, but I'm certainly trading AJ Brown in a piece that I don't need for JJ. Go buy him now. This is a top 5 wide receiver that is currently nowhere near playing even top 20 overall. Like in even one single game so far, he is probably the cheapest he'll ever be, and he's the biggest name player that people would be panicking on. CeeDee Lamb, look, no one's going to want to get rid of this guy, but if you're 0-3, 1-2, and you got Lamb and you're waiting 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to be in panic mode. If you don't get him, someone in your league will. So go make attempts. AJB straight up. I'm going to keep using AJB today because I think he's a great sell high. Maybe you have Adams. Maybe you trade him. Maybe you're trading Cortland Sutton, who just popped off with a Cam Scatterboo, or Cortland Sutton straight up. You don't know what you could get from a panicked owner that's 0 wins or 1 win. And they're like, I got to take the best offer I can get. Maybe nobody else is offering. So go try and take advantage of this owner that has Lamb right now. Tyreek Hill straight up. Tyreek Hill and a player. Ricky Pearsall and then a running back like Cam Scatterboo. Something like that. You assembled this bench of glory with Mason and Scatterboo. No one wants you to trade those running backs away, but if it helps you get into a safer vehicle at wide receiver when you can't even decide which running back to start because you stacked them all like an amazing genius, then what good is it if you can't use it? So compile as much as you can. Go get Lamb. Go get JJ. Crazy we're even talking like this through 3 weeks of football. Entering week 4. Go get JJ. Go get Lamb on the cheap. Unbelievable. Rashee Rice can win leagues for people when Mahomes gets this kid back. There's nothing else going on. Mahomes is running. He's the rushing attack right now. He says, Mahomes, I don't run until the postseason. He's running like crazy. The moment this man steps on the field in week 7, this is going to be the short run game. It's going to be little dump offs to Rashee Rice, quick slants, everything across the middle of the field. This guy's going to look like vintage CeeDee Lamb in a week 7 on. Might be a top 5 wide receiver. Trade for him now. His owner in your league, if you don't own him, his owner is probably 0-3 or 1 win at most right now. Take advantage of this. Go get Rice while you can. He is an absolute league-winning top 5 to 7 wide receiver week 7 on. Drake London, I love the kid. I do. I know that you're panicking. I'm not entirely sure how this will shape out. I do know that Penix Jr. does have a talented arm, a cannon attached to his shoulder. Whether he's used it or not, play calling, blame the coach. Kirk Cousins didn't look good. Penix doesn't look good. Is it the coaching staff? Is it the play calling? Will they mix it up or will they drag this out if it is, in fact, that? For weeks and weeks, we don't know. I do know that coming out of the 3 final played games in 2024, the ones where Penix Jr. started, and walking into week 1 and then the injury, that London was on pace for matching anyone in the league in targets. So the targets, where there's targets, there are receptions. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm going to follow the targets on this one and say that because you're buying low, no one's asking you to draft him right now in a new draft at his former 11, 12, 13 overall value. You're trading for him at wide receiver 2 value. You're not buying him at a risky price point at all. So I'm saying follow the targets. The targets are there. The turnaround's probably going to happen. Penix Jr. is going to bounce back a little bit at least, and I think he will. Follow the targets at this cost of entry. It's almost a zero risk proposition. You might be getting a top, we'll call it 7 to 8 wide receiver. Let's make sure we don't get ahead of our skis. Let's just say we get a top 7 to 8 wide receiver out of it. You're going to get more back than what you pay for right now. No one's happy about what's going on over in Jacksonville. No one. I mean, they got to do something though. And BTJ probably hit a nice little catch at the end of the game there that might have maybe changed the momentum for him. You know, when you have a drought and you just need that one big play. Huge play might have changed the way that this is going to go going forward. They got to lean on BTJ. They have to. And if Hunter doesn't pop here in the next couple of weeks, BTJ will rebound to form. He has to. To a degree, at least, he has to. I don't know how this could go unless he got injured. I don't know how he could continue to underdeliver at this level. Will he be number 4 overall? So when I say rebound, I don't mean back to exactly what he was last year, but rebound to a wide receiver 1 for his team. I think the cost of entry is wide receiver 3-4 material right now. I think you could literally trade a running back you will never use, but one you were smartly able to pick up, or a wide receiver like, let's just go Devontae Smith. Let's go over to A.O. Manor, and a running back you picked up that you won't use. Let's go to Ricky Pearsall. And you might want Ricky Pearsall more than BTJ, and I don't blame you if you do. But that's such a low cost of entry. This is a great gamble to take if you're looking at your team and you go, I have no real wide receiver 1s, or I have one wide receiver 1 and nothing else. Or I'm waiting on Rice and I've got this big, crazy, cluster at wide receiver. This is a good gamble to take. London and BTJ still have, even if we cap it at low end wide receiver 1 value, so wide receiver 9, 10, 11, 12, we're not saying top 5. It's a good gamble to make at the cost of entry. No risk at all. Without CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens is going to the moon. He's going to blow up in the next 3-4 weeks. And I think that rapport doesn't just get kicked to the wayside after Lamb returns. I think Pickens could be a top 15 wide receiver come end of year, and he's a great player to trade for right now, or hold if you've got him going forward. Lad McConkey, I believe Keenan Allen will slow down a little bit. He's older. He's doing really well right now. This could be one of those things where everyone's like, oh my God, he's so good. He's going to be such a steal by the end of the year. And he's looking like that right now. We talked about when they added him, he could just go right back to where he was rapport-wise with Herbert. But there's just as good of a chance that this falls off a cliff because he's older and he slows down, or he gets hit with injury because he's an older player. And all of a sudden, we're not even remembering the beginning of the year. We don't remember he even had a good year. We're just like, it's over. And Lad's back to being a top 12 to 14 wide receiver. This is probably my favorite wide receiver buy low right now. If you don't want to touch your running back stable, your quarterback tripod, you got Josh Allen, Bucky, and Bijan, or you got Achane and Bijan, Achane and Bucky and Josh Allen, and you don't want to touch that, or Lamar. You're like, I got to get a wide receiver, Smitty. This is the guy. Bank on him to be, because if he doesn't do it, it doesn't matter. You're getting the value you're paying for. This is a zero risk proposition, truly. But if he lands and becomes a top 12 to 15 wide receiver, you can win a league and you can fill your wide receiver room, especially those of you waiting on Lamb or Rice. This is your meal ticket into consistency, I think. And even if it takes another week or two, don't give up on him. At some point, he will, even if it's week 7, at some point he will, I think, be a 12, maybe in a top 10 to 15 wide receiver. Love lad right now. Buy him now before it's too late. Look, weeks 1 through 2, this guy was unreal. Targeted more than almost anybody, if not anybody, in the league. And he has a bad week 2. Everybody's writing him off. Look, the inverse of this. A.J. Brown did nothing in week 1 or 2. And he was great in week 3. Everybody loves him now. There's no question marks. What have you done for me lately, right? That phenomenon that's taking place. This guy, on the other hand, the flip side, does amazing weeks 1 and 2, does bad in week 3. Now he's trash. Go buy him low. I'm not saying I know what's in store consistency-wise. This is part of why Lamar's never produced a top 20 wide receiver. But I really think he's a great value right now, coming off of 2 games out of 3 being great. I mean, this is an elite wide receiver 3 that you don't have to buy at wide receiver 2 value or anything like that. You're buying him at a 3-4 value. Go get him thrown into a dealer. Go buy him low 1 for 1. The last wide receiver that I want to talk about is A.O. Manor. A.O. Manor is a really, really good pickup off the waiver wire. But if somebody did do that and you're doing a trade and you see him on the team, just get him thrown in, because this could be one of those really nice gems that we think we know what we see right now. A nice, consistent player that could be a wide receiver 3-4. He might be way better than that by the end of the year. It's not a lock, but by the price tag you're paying, you're going to get back wide receiver 3-4 value, and you'll get exactly what you're paying for. And maybe he doesn't get any better, but if he does get better, if he becomes a household name after about 3-4 more consistent weeks, this is the guy that you want on your team. Love all these players right now. These are great buy lows for week number 4 on. And those that aren't good buy lows coming out of week 4, they'll probably still be on this list next week, because I still believe in the process here. Now go do it live. And don't forget my Patreon, 365, 24/7 live chat group, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Patreon.com/The Fantasy Football Show. Link is in the description. The link's in the description of every video, as is the link to my underdog. Play $5, get 50. All my links are in the description of every video, thefantasyfootballshow.com. This link is in the description of this video and every video. Go check out all these. Go check out these 3 things, especially this one, because you can draft right now on Underdog using code Smitty. Play $5, get 50. And not only can you draft each individual week and get new skin in the game, if your season is tanking or if your season is great and you just want to have another, something else to root for, play Underdog, play 5, get 50, use code Smitty, link in the description. See you all on the next live stream. I'm live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. Live additionally whenever big news breaks, and live almost every single midnight Eastern. See you all later.